In this video, we're going to look at topic 74, example 2, understand the process of completing the square. And the question is, how can you complete the square to write an expression as a perfect square? Part A, they talk about some conceptual stuff. We're going to discuss this in class. I'm going to show you some diagrams to understand this process. But the idea is that not every quadratic expression is a perfect square trinomial, and there's a method called completing the square. That is the process of finding the constant to add to x squared plus bx to create a perfect square trinomial. So the previous problem here in example 1, we had a perfect square trinomial, so we were able to solve using square roots. In this example, example 2, part B, we don't have a perfect square trinomial. Our x squared plus 8x plus 5 is not a perfect square, so we're going to learn how to create a perfect square trinomial. And to do that, we want to write them in, in this form here. Okay. So you're going to take your original equation, x squared plus 8x plus 5 equals 0. And because they're not factors of 5 that add up to 8, we're going to remove the 5 from the left side of the equation in this case and move it to the other side. So of x squared plus 8x equals negative 5. And I'm purposely going to leave a space here. Okay, so we're going to put something there. Now, to complete the square, or to create a perfect square trinomial, what you're going to use is you're going to use b over 2 squared. Right, and in this case, if you remember, which hopefully you do, we have this is in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. So b, in this case, in this problem, would be 8. Wherever you want to look at it from whatever line. So we're going to take the number 8, and we're going to plug it in, and then we'll find the number that we need to use. So we get 4 squared, which is 16. Now this 16 is what we're going to add to each side of our equation. Okay, and that 16 comes from there. We'll highlight that. Now we add it to both sides, right, because it's an equation and it needs to remain balanced. So whatever we do to one side, we do to the other. And now, if you look at the left side, x squared plus 8x plus 16, we have a perfect square trinomial. Because what happens is the factors of 16 that add up to 8 are x plus 4 and x plus 4. So I can rewrite that. Negative 5 plus 16 would be a positive 11. And then we can rewrite the x plus 4 as squared is equal to 11. And this final form is in the form of this highlighted in orange, x plus p squared equals q. Now, we could solve this. In this example, we're not looking to solve it. We're just looking to write it in this specific form. When we get to example 3, we'll actually start to solve them using completing the square. But here, we just want to understand how to create a perfect square trinomial. And to do that, you use this b over 2 quantity squared method. All right, and if you do that, whatever number you get, make sure you add to both the left and the right side of your equation. If you don't do that, it's not going to be balanced. You're not going to get the right solutions.